Hey Jesse, I can't believe I'm talking to you. I've been listening to you for about a year and a half,
I appreciate that.
and I have two questions.
Okay.
So I've been listening to you for a while, and I also believe in spiritual order in the household.
Yes.
Uh, I've been dating this girl for about 2 years. We broke up yesterday.
Oh,
Um,
good.
so she
Well, not good.
once
I'm
I
just
started.
joking.
No, no, I can't. I know you, so I get it.
Yeah.
So once I started stepping into my manhood, I noticed my all the mental issues that I had, like the confliction between masculine and feminine, started to go away
Yeah.
because I was embracing, my natural state.
Yeah.
And the more I did that, the more conflict I had between me and my girlfriend. And I'm not angry. I used to be angry, but I'm not anymore. I've given it up.
Right on.
Um, when we had discussions, it was really like there was no anger or anything like that. But she was frustrated with the results that we were getting, and I still, wasn't angry within those discussions. So it wasn't the anger, it wasn't how I was treating her. I treated her like a queen. But what would you say the best way to deal with that in the future, and how can I? Was I wrong, basically?
Um, Number one, you said you treated her like a queen.
No, I didn't worship her. If that's what you're saying, I treated
No,
her.
no, no. I thought
I,
you did. You say I treated her like a queen.
yes, sir.
What does that mean? You treated her like a queen.
So, chivalry opened doors for her. If she needed something, I would get it for her. And the way I spoke to her was honorable. Um, and I don't know. I mean, I guess the way my dad, used to treat my mom.
Give me an example of speaking to her in an honorable way.
Um, I guess whenever we talked, like if she ever needed something, like, hey, is there, like, I just need some water. I got you. I'll go grab that for you. I'll just be right back. Um, does that make sense, or do you need more example? I'm
That's
kind
a
of
good example. Uh, Never, ever, 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 never, ever, ever, as long as you walk this earth, treat a woman like a queen. She's not a queen. She's just a
okay,
woman, and
right,
she is. You are you are over her, and you are to
right,
lead her into uh, to help her overcome the hell that she's in. And when you cater to them like that, you are serving the hell that's in them. And when you stop doing that, you will catch hell.
okay.
You
I have one more question. Oh, I'm sorry.
you treat them the way you would treat anyone with love.
Okay,
You know what I'm saying? And not
yes, sir.
emotional love, not mama's love. So let me just get one thing straight. You say you guys were you guys living together?
So, yes, we were living together. Once I started listening to you, I realized that it was wrong. I had just came back from the military, so
Right.
I moved out. I'm living off grid in a camper because I want to buy land,
Good, man.
and so now that I moved out, I realized like, I could never. I'm like, well, I could never provide for her living with her. So, moved out, bought a camper, put some solar panels on it, and lived in that like that way, so
Right
I could
on.
eventually. So,
Are you working?
yes, sir. I work 3 jobs.
Right on. How old are you?
23.
That's amazing, man. And so your question for me is what?
So basically, how do I, from here on, dealing with a breakup, what's the best way to deal with it, in your opinion?
Number one, you gotta seek first the kingdom of God and His right way, and
Yes,
and,
sir.
and in doing that, you're gonna live in the present rather in the past or the fake past or the fake future. You'll live in the present of God within you, right? And while you're living in the present, He is causing you to grow into manhood. And in growing into manhood, He will show you how to do everything in the right way at the right time. So I would not worry about that. I would give that any thought at all about how to deal with a woman in the future because in reality, the future doesn't exist. Your only job is to love what's right,
Yes,
and do right. And I'm telling you, if it's meant for you to be with another woman or add, you would see how to deal with her because your first love would be for what is right. And in loving what is right, it will guide you in dealing with all things.
Understood.
So don't worry about that now. I really like the fact and appreciate the fact that you're working on you. You moved out of that situation. You want to do it the right way. You have jobs. You moved into your own place. Just live in the present and take no thought about tomorrow at all. Stay out of your mind. Stay out of those, because only Satan will cause you to think about tomorrow, because he can't come into the present where you are with God. He has to bring you out of the present into the darkness in order to deceive you. So don't worry about that at this point.
Understood. I appreciate the time, really.
Yeah. So she got upset because you wanted to do it the right way?
So, Jesse, she once I started to step into that, so I understood that a woman's not supposed to have authority over you.
Right.
And I understand that we're not married. And I told her, at the beginning, Eve ate the apple and God blamed Adam. So because Adam had authority over Eve.
Yes.
And so, I'm explaining that to her, and sometimes she has a demeanor which is authoritative.
Yeah.
And I see that, and when she tries to express it on me, I reject it.
Right on.
And so it created some conflict. Like yesterday, for example, let me give you a specific example, right?
Okay.
So we were going to get, now you can say if it's just me, but we were trying to do something, have a date or whatever, and she wanted to plan a date out, and I was like, okay. So she wanted to go places, but I didn't want her to be authoritative about it. Like, I believe there's a way to do it without being authoritative.
Yes.
I said, if you want to go to a restaurant, let me know. I don't care where we want to go. Wherever you want to go, that's fine. But allow me to plan the steps to get there. You know what I mean? To practice the bigger picture.
Right.
And she felt like it was a man pride thing. And then when I'm telling her, I try to tell her in a smiling way. And because to me, it wasn't a negative thing. I was like, hey, maybe we can correct this. And I mean, obviously stuff's happened up to this point, but, I don't know. I didn't know how the best way to communicate with her in that way.
Yeah. Well, what you need to go ahead, finish your point.
No, please. That's it. I'm done.
What you need to know is that up until you woke up, she had control over you.
Right.
And now that you are awake, you can see she's losing that control. And when women lose control over the adult children or over their husbands or boyfriends or live-in, they go nuts. And they would do everything they can to try to draw you in. They would get mad. If that doesn't work, they'll bake you a cake. If that doesn't work, they'll offer you sex. If that doesn't work, they'll start lying on you, all kind of stuff. So just let her carry on, but don't give into it. Don't get upset, and don't give into it.
So my dad is a pastor. And
what?
Yeah. So my mom also claims to be that pastor, but I understand
your
that
mother claimed to be a pastor too.
Yes.
Well, no wonder you're living with a woman.
So I actually sat down with him and explained to him that it was wrong to do this. And he's going through the same thing that I'm kind of going through. And, trying to the authority, because either the man has it or he doesn't. And,
right.
There is no in between.
Yep.
And, I explained it to her, how it works, and why that it's wrong for a woman. And then a woman can't be a pastor, in my opinion.
That's right.
And so I explained that to her, sat down with her, and, it really never changed. And so they were supposedly having another female pastor come in, and I told them I wouldn't be there that day because I used to run their audio, and I was like, I can't be there because it conflicts with my beliefs.
Good, man.
But, and then, she tried to guilt me, obviously, and I understand that into coming, but I said, I love you, but I can't come in. So I think that's, growing up, I was closer to her, and now that I know that, I've been working to get away from it.
Right on. So what does your father say when you tell him that for a woman to be a pastor is out of order, it's not of God? What does he say about that?
So when we first started talking about it, the first time, remember when I said I brought it up to them?
Yes.
When I brought it up to them, they both looked at each other confused the first time. They were like,
what?
Well, not confused. they were both like they had argued about it previously. And so after that point, I knew what I was saying was right because, you know, there's a lot of pastors that are beta males and that are afraid to speak the truth.
Yes.
And so now that scares me. So I started a men's group, you know, that we talk about it all the time.
Right on,
and
man.
It just like, you know, it frustrates me in a guy. I mean, I guess in a godly way, I don't know if that's correct or not, but I'm not angry about it. But it's like I want to hear the truth, and I'm kind of frustrated with hearing stuff that isn't true.
Well, be patient, and when people don't want to receive the truth or hear it, just wish them well. Let them go and suffer. Just wish them well. Don't get angry at them because most people are not ready to overcome that fallen state. They're just not ready. And God is okay with that. That's why he said only a very, mamma mia, few will find a straight and narrow path. So if they don't want to hear it, just let them suffer and die.
And I think that's what happened with me and my girlfriend is, you know, she said she has, you know, father issues as well. He doesn't really have the authority. So if she won't accept his authority, she definitely won't accept mine.
Yeah, that's right. That's another way guys can know that they are getting in with the wrong kind of a woman, because if she doesn't love her father, she ain't gonna love you. She ain't gonna love your children. She ain't gonna want to be in the proper state that a woman should be in. So if they're not loving and close to their fathers, I would just let it go. It's not meant for you.
Yeah. Well, and she knows that it isn't right, but she told me she's not ready to forgive them yet.
That's amazing.
I, you know, and I said, I get it, you know, but I don't want to marry until that is complete.
That's right.
Because, you know, like the Bible says, you separate from your parents and become one with your wife.
Yes.
And so I believe that's part of it as well, not just financially, but, you know,
spiritually, you have to bring her out of that world back into your world.
Right.
Did you go and forgive your mother and father?
So I did. That's when I started to change.
Yes.
But I feel as though through this process, I've kind of regained some of my anger from my mom. So I'm going to go forgive her, which is part of the reason why I'm talking to you. But I'm not sure if I was angry with her or not, so I'm just going to go do it anyway because better safe than sorry.
So you went to her already. What happened? What did you say and what happened?
Well, I don't know if I forgave I was more angry at my dad.
About what?
I forgave him.
About what?
Well, and my mom's like doubt and anger from my dad. Well, like you said, was going through me. And so once I realized that, I forgave him and started treating him more honorably because, you know, doesn't your father represent the creator, right?
Yes. What did he say when you went to him?
What did he say?
Yeah, what did your father say when you went to forgive him?
He felt like it was a longing because I have 5 brothers, and it was kind of a longing of, you know, like I've needed this.
Yeah.
Feeling because and through that I've like become more stable as a person, and I feel better about my life, and you know, because I know I can go to him for, you know, guidance as I would go to my Heavenly Father for guidance.
And did you go to your mother and forgive her yet?
No, that's what I want to do. So
oh man, when you go to your mother and forgive her, you gotta fly like a bird, because when you forgive her, you gotta overcome her mindset and her because she's made a home in you by recreating you in her image. So you think like her, you feel like her, but and thank God you forgive your father. That's a major step too. But you got to go and deal with her and just be honest with her. And if she accepts it, fine. If she doesn't, fine. But they say, hey, I forgive you what you've done, and God will forgive you, and you'll be on your way then, man.
Yeah, and I love my mom too. I don't really feel like that you know, like I hate my mom. You know, like hard music or something like that.
Right.
But you know, I just feel like there is some type of like I think the frustration comes from she doesn't give my dad that honor that I so dearly. You know, I looked my whole life for a man to look up to.
Yes.
And you know, and I want my dad to be that and lead our family, and then my mom, you know, steps back to allow him to lead, because it is kind of a power struggle. And now that I've, you know, realized that, I don't want that for myself.
Right on, man. And did you say you have 3 other brothers?
I have 5 brothers, yeah.
So there's 5 boys in your family?
Yes. or
And,
6 of us together.
and where are you the youngest?
Second youngest.
And how are the other boys doing?
So my brother Mike, he's the only one that I feel as though has a good like marriage per se.
Uh-huh.
His wife is real. She's from a different country. I'm about to do the same, but
You about to do the same?
go to a different country because she understands those roles, and their relationship is perfect. You know what I mean? It's not perfect, but
Right.
it's more of the image that I perceive. My other brothers, they're having issues like that, but we all go to our mom more than my dad,
Oh,
and to me that's bad. So I stopped doing that, and now that I've done that, my life has been elevated.
right on. And so when you say are you joking about going to another country to get one of those women?
Yeah, I mean, if it's on the table, it's on the table. But I'm just impatient. I want to let God know.
Yeah. God will add the right one to you, unto
Yeah.
you if it's meant to be. And if it's not meant to be, you will still have perfect peace as though nothing is missing. But just continue to seek the kingdom of God in his right way. Are you doing my silent prayer?
No, I just heard about that, and I was like, well, how do I not heard about this? But no, I haven't done it.
Yeah, do it. You, if you want, you can continue to do your hoop and hollering prayer, but do the silent prayer. Be still and be still and know God. Do your hoop and hollering first. Oh Lord, bless my mama, have mercy, and then and then sit quietly, and you'll see the right way to go.
Okay, understood.
All right, call me again, Austin. It's an amazing call, man.
Absolutely, I appreciate the time. So
You're welcome. Call me again. All right.
yes, sir.
Okay. Amazing. I have to tell you, there is nothing like a productive man. We were created by God to be productive in life. Working. Buy a little piece of land. Start a family if you want one. Be a perfect example for your wife and kids. And in that, it's the love of God operating through you. And you would see paradise on earth. It really would. But it takes the man to do it. It's not going to happen through the woman. It's going to happen through the man. Because God is not going to change his order just because you don't like it. Or you think it's toxic masculinity and all that crap. Have Nick get the phone for me. You think it's toxic masculinity. He's not going to change it just because you don't like it, folks. And his way is so, I was telling James of the Hake Report the other day, maybe Sunday while here after church, that it's amazing what it's like to be born of the Spirit rather than be born of the intellect, thinking that you're born of the Spirit. And then when your life have nothing in you that really changed, you still don't have peace, you catering, you're afraid, you're not functioning in life, you make up excuses for it. Really. It's the real reality to be born of the Spirit. You will grow into manhood. You will grow, if you're a woman, you'll grow, if you're a lady, you'll grow into womanhood. Really. It will cause, the Spirit of God has everything you're looking for. I hear people say, oh, there's no book to raising children, right? You don't need a book. It's in you to know how to do it if you're born of the right source. Amazing. And don't forget to like, follow, tweet, subscribe, and share the Just Lee Peterson radio show, folks. We really appreciate it. We are at war. It is a spiritual battle for the soul of America. And it's going to take all of us to do it.